everyone, welcome back. Today I'd like to share with you what I've learned in the years of training and developing my voice. Most of you who've been following us for some time know that this channel mainly revolves around music. It started with covers and then continued with original songs. I love singing, I always have, but it wasn't always easy. For years I've been hiding my passion and kept my mouth shut, even in front of my family and friends, because I was so insecure and almost felt unworthy of singing. But my love for music was so strong that I decided to do something about it. And so I started training my voice so I would develop confidence and actually understand what was going on when I sang. Yep. So I've googled and did a lot of research, and finally in 2007 I found the perfect vocal coaching. I actually got so involved and obsessed with vocal technique that later on I became a licensed vocal coach myself. But that in a way was also an escape, just because I was too shy to actually admit I'd rather be on the other side of the piano as a student and a performer. But I was getting closer to the professional side of music. To be honest, at one point I got so obsessed with technique that I actually became even more insecure about my voice, because I finally understood what good singing was, and if it isn't perfect, don't do it. Crazy, right? But that was a battle for some time. But thankfully I got over it because I remembered what actually drove me to sing in the first place. A sense of freedom when you dive into a song and just live in the moment. And if you sing because you love it, people feel that, and that's really all that matters. But the fact is, I learned a lot in my years of teaching, all before I understood and started pursuing what I was really after this whole time. Stories. Telling them, writing them, singing them, and acting them out. That's why I started training method acting in London and finally became comfortable with who I was and wanted to become. But that's a whole other story, so back to singing. So in 2013 I traveled to a vocal conference in LA and finally met Mr. Seth Riggs in person. He's definitely one of the greatest legends in the singing world. He taught so many great actors and singers like Michael Jackson, Stevie Wonder, Diana Ross, Ray Charles, Natalie Cole, Ozzy Osbourne, Madonna, Barbra Streisand, Bette Midler, Julio Iglesias, Prince, Kim Basinger, Michael Bolton, and the list goes on. So many artists we all know and appreciate. And so in LA, I also met his daughter Katie, who continues her father's legacy of teaching, and I've been training with her ever since. Not as frequently as I should have, but still. The technique basically teaches us how to move freely from one part of the voice to the other with no breaks, and can be applied to any genre or style of music. We all know that part of a song we love so much but struggle really hard to sing. That's because there are places in our voice where we tend to break or flip or just let loose. Let me make it a bit clearer. Our voices have different registers. We have our bottom register, or our chest voice. That's where we usually speak and feel really comfortable in. And then we have our upper register, or head voice. We don't use it as much. It usually jumps out when ladies suddenly meet a spider or a bug. And then there's the middle, the place where most of us struggle the most, because we have to make some adjustments to get to the other side, and those places are called bridges or passages. These are specific notes in a range that usually vary around the same notes for most people. So in order to navigate those places, we have to learn how to mix, which means having your voice connected from the bottom to the top with no breaks. Smooth like butter. So when we learn that, we can start to avoid yelling out all the hard parts of the song. Or on the other hand, if we're a bit shy, we learn how to get confident to face those notes and finally start singing our hearts out, just not our throats. Like in all things in life, balance is key, and in this case, the balance between air and muscle. We can either use too much muscle, which can be quite painful and it sounds very forced, or on the other hand, we use too little muscle and too much air, which results in an airy sound that's not well connected. That's why we rather give up the fight before we even get to the goosebumps part of the song. So with the first one, you'd probably need to let through more air, and with the second one, more muscle. But in truth, we are all very unique when singing, so only a vocal coach can properly assess your tendencies and help you on the way. So to sum it all up, if you want to be a good singer, you should be prepared to invest in good vocal lessons. Even if only occasionally, but preferably on a regular basis. You can break the rules once you learn how to properly execute them. Good singing should always feel free and relaxed, so it allows you to dive into the song. Don't forget to breathe in your belly. I think that should just be a general rule in life. Love your voice and expression because it's unique. I think the whole point of singing is just to make us feel happy. And there's a saying, he who sings means no harm. And I full-heartedly believe that. I think we all could use more singing in our lives and things would be much different. That's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts on singing in the comments below and I'll see you next week.
You want to jump on in?
Let's do it.
All right, so you're gonna go. Okay, so you're just gonna say, nay, 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 and that's already chest mix. Last one. Nay, 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 nay.
Nay, 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 nay.
Yeah, it gets a little bit kind of sticky in there because that's where you're going to want to belt. If you belt anywhere, you're going to want to belt chest through that area, but you got to be in the mix. Well, let's get in the vein of the too. So let's say like mum 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 mum.
Mum, mum, mum,
What's the pitch on the first three? Time. Okay. So mixing back to chest. Mum 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 mum. Yeah, but this one is mix. Otherwise, if it's chest, it might be a little shaky. So it's mum 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 mum. Yeah,
I wanted to sit on that note for a second. I got carried away. No.
So, in the vein of your song, let's try going. What's going on? Right, I'm kind of like working backwards. What's going on? It's all mixed.
What's going
Excellent. Okay, cool. Then hold up. Wah, 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 wah. Not like wah, but more like what? And then last one. Wah, 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 wah. What's going on?
What's going on?
That's where it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so then let's do one little run. Because I'm like, which one should I give her? Okay, so it goes, ooh.
Are you saying woo or goo or just ooh?
Just ooh.
Just ooh. All right.
There you go. Yep. Yeah.
One more time.
Okay, we got another one.
I messed it up. So one more time.
Ooh, I can keep doing it. It's all good. Ooh.
Almost.
Okay, yes. So it goes, ooh, ooh. Yes.
I missed the pitch. Sorry.
Yeah. Good.
That's low.
Fun.
Okay. Should we try a song?
Yeah.
Years and my life is still.
Go back from the front again because that transition was a little wonky. Da-na-na, da-na-na-na-na-na. Okay, yeah, that's it. 25.
Oh, you want me to go?
Yeah.
So,
It's like more
what's the lyrics? I realized quickly and so I cry sometimes when I'm lying in bed just to get it all out what's in my head, and I'm feeling a little peculiar. And so I wake in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath and I get real high and I scream from top of my lungs, what's going on? And I say, hey, 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 hey. I say, hey, what's going on?
So how did that feel? Because it doesn't sound like it was hard.
No, because usually I remember in the past before I was like, hey!
That it is for me too. Like whenever I would hear that song too, that's the way, exactly the way. Because I think it's also like the music build up, and she's like,
Yeah.
Think about how each song makes you feel.
Yeah.
I mean, your voice is so pretty that I probably wouldn't like lean on it all the way through a song because it'd probably make your voice tired.
Yeah, because I've been singing all day, and I felt like when we started with the bubble, I was like, okay, but it's fine. Like if you try not to yell, I mean that's the whole deal, right? So
yeah, because one, we warmed up way higher than probably any of your songs, and then two, I think it was helpful to go, what's going on? You know?
Yeah, definitely.
You're like, oh, I can
do that.
Yeah. And then jump two is also like when you isolate the song to figure out where that transition is, it's not that far. 25 years and a life and V, and then it goes, that's one, it's like one's a B and one's a D. It's so close. But it feels like, it almost feels like it's like 25 years, it goes, so I beg.
Because in my head it was like miles apart, so that's why I yeah, whatever. Okay, so last time I asked you a question, it wasn't recorded, so one more time. The years of training, like, and hearing so many singers sing, what stands out for you the most, be it beginner or expert? What are you looking for in a singer?
Heart and spirit and gusto and life and being fearless about sharing your gift. That is what's most attractive. And then what happens is then we got to get on pitch and do the technique and all of that. But if you just start with heart, it's a really good place to start, because if you've got all the technique in the world but you don't have any heart, we're not going to be connected.
I feel like I'm just now getting out of my shell, like, you know, of worrying how am I going to sound, what to do, all the nerves. So do you have like any advice for other singers like that?
My encouragement would just go straight to those songs that will put you in where you have to confront stepping out of your shell.
Yeah.
So like, what's going on, you know? I don't even think that there's any, I think that if we wait until we're ready, then we're never going to be ready. So you just have to make a choice to not be mean to yourself, not be judgmental about yourself, and just choose those songs or choose walking through the fear, and then you'll get to the other side and you'll realize that it wasn't that scary at all. The only way is just to jump in. At least it's been that way for me.
Yeah, I'm feeling it, but yeah, definitely just jumping in.
Just jump in. Who cares? Who cares?
Okay, so thank you so much for this.
You're welcome.
But, like,
Yeah. Yeah.